manage them. I get like look like it was me. Get like it was deal away now. Also a battalion. You see, so it's important that you become an all. You have to be an all-rounder. You cannot just focus on you. Yes, master your skill, but you need to broaden your skills to understand what impacts your business. Because, boom, you'll find yourself being closed down by SARS. You'll find yourself having employees that are striking, impacting on your profits because now productivity has been impacted. So you need to manage those things. You need to understand the risks that are involved in your business. I guess. So lack of financial expertise talks to already what I've already covered now, that you need to be an all-rounder. And you need to understand the VAT implications of your business in terms of what you're selling. At what threshold do you need to start paying VAT? And you need to understand how to cost your products so that you are able to make profit. Because the bottom line is that we are in it to make money. I guess. So numbers become very important. You must run your numbers. Entrepreneurship e tla o bontsha sebuko because o tshwanetse o di calculate di-number tse hape ne o analyze what's happening in your organization ka di-number. Numbers do not lie. Everything will boil down to numbers. So ha ile hore o dotshitse maths sekolong hae e sa o emetse go entrepreneurship. You see, mara re tla calculator some of the things. You do not necessarily have to be an expert. You need to, that's again where strategy comes in. That's one thing, that's one important thing I've learned in my business administration course when we were learning strategy. And I was like, wow, this thing can be big, Moss. Do you know that you can run a business of a hospital without being a doctor? Do you know that as an accountant, as a doctor, you can run an accounting firm? It's possible. Everything boils down to strategy. Gathering your resources and capabilities, and then put everything in place. The business will run. So you outsource those expertise. You get the right people. Gather all the chartered accountants to come and work for you. I get one have a vision. They want to charter us sharp. So utzama ulo collect abale basnang vision. I get. So that's how it rolls in the business world. Ne? Poor stock and cash flow management. Cash is king. Goes back to numbers. Cash is king. Without cash, without healthy cash flow in your business, you will lose good opportunities. They open for a window period. You see, like now I get a COVID. It's a window period for certain opportunities in different industries. Again, so if you don't have cash now, only in this window period, you are doomed. And you would not have leveraged on it. Again, so it's important that you maintain a healthy cash flow. You are able to manage your cash flows in your business on a daily and monthly basis. Ne? Because whatever you're doing daily, it's a build up to monthly, it's a build up to annual, and boom, you're doing your annual financial statements and you get surprises. So you need to be alert on a daily basis of what is going on in your business. Ne? Failure to differentiate between company and personal accounts. Hey, even those who have the company account, but my low processor the personal expenses. Hey, because I do their books and I'm like, what's this? Huh? Nobody can go up so I can rejuvenate for business. Why are you processing such expenditures? So it's very important. It goes with discipline as well. Again, ne? So I'd like to take a pause. Let's define entrepreneurship. Anyone would like to give it a try? What is entrepreneurship? Yes.
By the way, my name is Kevin. So my definition of entrepreneurship through my experience now, every time I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I'm a failure. So entrepreneurship for me, someone that never gave up. That's my simple definition. I'm in forex trading business. Yeah, forex trading. I'm studying it. Hi, you can go in.
Thanks, Kevin, for that. Kevin says to him, it's all about him being grounded in the principle of not wanting to fail. Did I summarize it? Right. Okay. Anyone else who wants to give it a try? Yes. You can.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kolokam. In my view, I believe that entrepreneurship it's a creative, it's a creation wanting to fill the gaps in what's short, rather than you just making money for yourself, but solving problems for other people. Then you can have money. That's what I think entrepreneur is.
Perfect. That's a good one. Yes, it's about solving problems, identifying a gap and filling the gap. So, did you hear what's my company's name? Bridge the gap. Bridge the gap. It's all about identifying gaps and filling those gaps, and money will follow. You don't even have to be all about money, all about money. That's another thing that's going to make you fail. So follow your passion, do what you do best, the money will follow you. Again. So here we've got few definitions of entrepreneurship from experts. Robert says entrepreneurship it's a dynamic process of creating incremental wealth. Again, we are all about wealth at the end of the day. And it must be generational. Again. Entrepreneurship can be defined as a process of creating value by bringing together unique package of resources to exploit an opportunity. So an opportunity is that gap that you would have identified again. Then you bring your unique package of resources to bridge that gap. So my company will keep on popping. Bridge that gap again. So that's what entrepreneurship is all about. So the basic steps to it, firstly, is that you identify an opportunity. You identify a problem. You identify a gap and you say, here I can solve the problem. And by solving this problem, people must pay me. Not doing it for free. Again. And develop a business concept around it. Say, how am I going to solve this problem for this group of people? Ne? Acquire the resources. So, like I said, it could be that I'm a doctor. I've seen that a whole lot of people, including myself, maybe from my own experience, sometimes you identify problems because of what you yourself you're struggling with. Again, so I've struggled with preparing my financials. I've struggled with doing my vet returns and all that. Therefore, I've realized that this is a problem. So I can go and gather the accountants and build an accounting firm, you see, and buy them laptops, buy them all the softwares that they need, and then get them to work. But the money is coming to my pocket. I'm a doctor. I'm a medical doctor, Kanago. You see? So implement and manage the concept that we would have put in place. That's your last step. So overall, that's your entrepreneurial processes. Now, we spoke about entrepreneurship. Let's talk about you as an entrepreneur. What is there's a difference between the two, it's not the same. Entrepreneurship and entrepreneur now. And I think that's what Kevin has already defined. Is because he's talking to his character. Say, me, I'm not a failure. So that's a character of an entrepreneur. Okay. So how would you define an entrepreneur? For you, go to suge khoneni uthi yo mina ngifuna ukuba entrepreneur. How would you define that? Uzothi ufuna ukuba yini kahle kahle mase udefine? Angithi define the entrepreneurship. Ne? A process of accumulating wealth. Yenzwa yi-entrepreneur. Angithi. So what is an entrepreneur? What makes an entrepreneur? Yes, sir. Okay. Perfect. Guys, let's engage. There's no wrong or right answer. Say whatever comes to your mind. Me, myself, I'm also learning from you. I'm here to learn from you. I'm just not here to share with you what I know. And I know for a fact, and I'm learning. Already I've learned a few things from you. So let's engage. Ne? An entrepreneur is a person who organizes and manages a business undertaking, assuming risks for the sake of profit. You see, it's more or less what you said. Ne? And we also have Michael Gerber, who is giving us a few bullet points here about what is an entrepreneur. This is a person who assumes risks for a reward. So the reason why about bahlele khoneni bangavula ama garages because bayasaba bane fear of failure. Ne? But the minute you step out and say I'm going to take this risk, you are starting to evolve as an entrepreneur. So we are risk takers. And I'm taking this risk because I want to have a reward at the end of the day. Without risk, there's no entrepreneurship. Without the risk, so you see, laba be passion, une mali. Ungena ngoba une passion une mali. Akuna risk involved. Akana ndaba noma ngayiluza le mali ngoba unayo imali angithi. You see why they fail? Because there's no risk here. Therefore, they were not wired as entrepreneurs. Yes, sir. Not learning from their failures. Okay. That's so true. That's why we go back again. Knowledge is power, because they have this picture. Yoguti abo Elon Musk, nabo Bill Gates, they failed so many times before they got there. They have failed so many times. Failure is first step in learning. So if you change your mindset and start seeing, and your mindset can only change based on what you feed your mind. That's why knowledge is power. That's why you must equip yourself with knowledge daily. Even if you just read an article, there must be something that you are reading and learn something. If you are not learning, you are dying. So challenge yourselves to read something on a daily basis, even if it's just one paragraph, and learn something out of it and live with it. Start changing your lifestyle based on what you are learning. Okay. So we said there's no entrepreneurship where there's no risk, ne? But in those risks, it must be calculated risks. Again, that's why you need knowledge for you to know how to calculate these risks. Calculation, a calculator is a shower. Like I said, everything boils down to numbers. Ne? You run your numbers. You cannot say, I want to go into property, I'm going to buy that house and sell it at a profit without running the numbers. You buy it and you find that you sell it at a loss. Like one of my failing projects that I'll share with you. Not so long, just 2 years ago, I lost about 90K. Went and put an offer on a property without doing my calculations and my homework. I also failed. So if you think I was Steve Jobs, you're hearing it live from a live person next to you now. We fail if you don't run your numbers. So I've learned my lessons as well. Ne? And trust me, I'm canceling the transaction. This is not the right decision. They're like, no, patalile, here's the clause here. We're not refunding. You will burn your fingers, Mara. Push forward. Eventually, you will break through. Again, those lessons are the ones that makes you to grow stronger and stronger. Okay. I'm just gonna skip some of the things, and you also just on this one, a role of an entrepreneur as a social development. I think it's what you alluded to say in a community you can run a social enterprise. Yes, sir.
Sorry, just to add on, if you look at some of the best entrepreneurs in the world, it's always about if you're an entrepreneur, you need to identify a problem, find a solution to a problem, then you mobilize your resources. And if you attach yourself to problems that are attached to the society, then that's when you become entrepreneur. Like what is the Facebook, like what is the social problem you are trying to sort out was communication. Because a lot of people, the world was not communicated, so we sorted out, we were able to make more money. Right? And then you look at all of them. Every time there's a problem that is facing you, and you come with a solution, you start to make a lot of money. Most of them, they always try to solve a problem that's affecting a lot of people. So when you're an entrepreneur, you can even look where you stay. You look at all the social problems that are attached to humanity. And if you can find a solution, then you're going to make a lot of money, because you're not only helping 2, 3, 4 people, you're helping 1,000 people, you're helping 100,000 people. And more like Facebook, it's a billion. There's like 2 billion people are subscribed to Facebook and WhatsApp. So if you solve those problems, then you more or less gonna make a lot of money, right? And then just to add on, I think also being an entrepreneur these days is just not, it's just shouldn't be like a sales cycle, It should be more of like sorting a problem. But at the same time, when you entrepreneurship, it's different from just running a business. You need to be innovative. You cannot all be opening your starter shops, your matamati, all of you. You cannot just look at one person doing something, all 6 of you want to do it. You won't be profitable. You're not close down. You need to be innovative. Right? If you look at the guys from Ghana, from Nigeria, from wherever, their startups is all about innovative. You need to be very innovative. You don't need to do the same thing. Like us now, we are printing t-shirts is like a big thing. All of us, we can do Macos, or we can do this guy, Rich Mills, he says running 55,000. But you need to be innovative. There's so many things.
Yes.
The reason that Elon Musk was one of the richest men just a few weeks ago is because he went a different way. He went to that, I want to do space. How many people are building stations? Not a lot. There's a lot of people that are building cars. Yes, he's building cars, but he's been doing his biggest business. He wants to take people to Mars. How many people can raise their hand and say, I'm working on that? That's why he's the richest person, because he's innovative. He's thinking outside of the box. outside of the cafe. So when you're an entrepreneur, it's either you do something that's different, that's currently been offered in the market, you become innovative, or if you want to go the route on something that's already been done, you need to find a way on how to make it better than the other person.
True.
Or don't offer the same thing. Internet cafe, everyone has one of them. You need to think, when you think internet cafe, what is innovative? Maybe I'm gonna incorporate gaming or animation or attach my internet cafe with marketing to do branding, logos and whatnot, but don't do it the same way as everyone else, because you're just only gonna cancel each other and you're not gonna make any money.
What's your name, sir?
Sydney.
Sydney sekaqala ikhosi yami. That's where we start. The first module, we start by innovative thinking. Because without innovation, how are you going to differentiate yourself? Like he says, you're going to saturate the market and the business is going to die. I think Sydney, he must come join me. I'm going to give him that module to deliver. Then he summed it so nicely. Yes. Yes.
The first thing to do is quantify it.
Yes.
And if you're saying that knowledge is power, that's very true.
Yes.
You don't explore, it doesn't matter if it's something you focus on. If you get an opportunity to learn something, then expose yourself to that opportunity and learn as much as you can. Right? But having knowledge alone is not.
We want this information. We want this knowledge.
No, I already finished that. But what I was saying is just the more knowledge you get, the better you become. Because when you have knowledge to things, then you can come up with solutions. You can understand the problem. Not only understand the problem, but identify it, then find resources, then solve the problem, right? But what I can say is knowledge, yes, is power, but the application of knowledge is more important. Because having knowledge, there's so many people that have knowledge, but they don't know what to do with the knowledge, It only becomes powerful when I've got this knowledge on how to maybe manufacture a car. This is what I need to do. Then you implement it, then it becomes more powerful. And then don't sit with the knowledge, but acquire the knowledge and then apply the knowledge, then you'll be powerful.
Perfect. Remember, it's what I said earlier on. Apply the knowledge, it becomes a skill. A skill that you make money out of. Ne? So, being a dreamer, it doesn't end there. Dream big, have the ideas, get to it. Suge konen. Shift the konen uvuli garage. Amen. Amen. So, there are advantages in entrepreneurship. There's also disadvantages. I'm just gonna go quickly on that one. I think I'm running out of time. Advantages is that you get into an adventure. You get excited. Instead of being boxed into a desk somewhere, a Dropeni, a Harrison Street, when I calculated the whole day. Or busy in a photocopier machine the whole day. So with entrepreneurship, you get to explore. Once you get the knowledge, you want to get into an adventure, you want to explore. Then it gets exciting. You look, hey, mawuvuka ukhahlele ingubo. Akunalento ukuthi uzolibela around embedeni ngoba you're excited. You feel like 24 hours is not enough for a day. Ufuna ukustretch to 48 hours. Ubone ngathi awuqedi. So there's that excitement, That's what entrepreneurship is all about. Back to what Sydney said again, you hear the captain saying solving a problem. It's all about identifying a problem. So it's also solve. It will come back to you. We are solving for X. Solve for X up to cheat. By entrepreneur. You see? So back to the advantages. Again, rules and regulations. You don't need senior approvals. You've got the freedom to explore. Hambios chises and lose a man 90,000 without anyone reprimanding you. You reprimand yourself and you pick yourself up and you move on. Ne? Originality, again, you get to have originality. You get to be independent. You've got potential of income streams, because as an entrepreneur, you will start by paying yourself a salary again. Not first month. Ideally, within 3 months, you should be able to pay yourself a salary and cover all your expenses. If within 3 months you have not gotten to that, you really need to make some adjustments. Within 3 months in your entrepreneurship, you should be able to pay yourself a salary. A salary, I mean money that covers your monthly expenses, personal expenses, again. But later on, you're still going to get dividends from your profit. Marasili so young dividends. And then you also have flexibility. You've got freedom of time. That might work against you, Mara, if you know how to manage time. You've got freedom of time. You can do what you want anytime, but with focus, not being derailed. Things will fall apart again. But you've got freedom of time. You are able, without having to ask for permission, you understand? So it buys you that freedom. You are able to decide holiday. And then with the salary, guys, if you are still working for a company, there's a quote here that says salary, it's a drug that they give you to forget about your dreams. It's a drug.